All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Can everybody see me okay? There we go. We'll let Lily in. If you are going to be listening to the playlist, if you have that pulled up at all, I invite you to go ahead and start that now as we get all settled in. All right. Hi, Lily. I'm just making sure I'm pinned here. All right. Great. Oh, hold on. All right. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and find a comfortable seat on your mat. Maybe you sit cross-legged. Maybe you lay flat on your back. Whatever your body is calling to for you in this moment, as we're going to drop into a small meditation before we move into our practice. So once you find that comfortable seat, I invite you to either soften your gaze, begin to close your eyes, settling into your surroundings, really tapping in to your body as you begin to relax into the earth, letting it support you. And with your eyes closed, I invite you to start paying attention to your inhales and your exhales. Noticing the way that they feel as you're pulling it in through your nostrils. Maybe those inhalations are cold or warm. Maybe they're long or short. Just breathing in your natural cadence as you begin to relax. Maybe you begin to deepen those inhales and those exhales. Beginning to match the length of them together. Letting that pranayama cleanse your body, cleanse your soul as you prepare to relax this next hour. Taking a moment to scan your body, beginning at the crown of your head. I invite you to check in with yourself, noticing wherever you may be holding. Letting your focus glide down from the crown of your head to your forehead, maybe to the space in between your eyebrows, to your eyelids, releasing any tension you may be holding there. Continuing on with that trickle as it moves down past your mouth, into your neck, gliding across your shoulders. Inviting a little more relaxation in and ease with each inhale. Continuing that scan, sinking, letting it glide down into your arms, into your biceps, your elbows, your forearms. Paying attention to where your hands are placed. Inviting a little more ease into your palms, into the tops of your hands, all 10 fingers. Feeling yourself sink even a little deeper as it travels down your torso, through your belly, across your solar plexus, down into your lower back, oozing into your pelvis, rooting down through those sits bones, through your glutes, feeling a little bit more heavy as you continue to lengthen those inhales and those exhales, letting them move into your thighs, to your knees, into your calves. Letting that last little bit of relaxation fall into your ankles, the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, and all 10 toes. Taking a brief moment just to sit here, taking a gentle observation of how you're feeling. Taking a quick scan of your thoughts, letting whatever may arise in this moment or throughout this practice to come up, knowing that there are no bad thoughts, no good ones. We don't need to label them, but allowing them to come forward into our mind's eye, giving them a brief moment of recognition before we let them carry on their way, passing on by like butterflies on the wind, just letting them be. I invite you to take one more scan of your body, listening to wherever it may be calling out to you for a deeper sense of ease. I invite you to set an intention for this practice. Maybe it's simply to quiet your mind, to be present. Maybe it's to release, to let go of whatever may be calling to you off of your mat, knowing that right now, all that you need is to be here. So when you have that intention set, if you're choosing to do so, bring it to the forefront of your vision, and that seed of intuition in your third eye, bringing it forward. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to begin breathing deep into our bellies, low belly, filling it up with that sweet oxygen, letting it travel up into your mid belly, pouring over into your lungs, holding it at the top, pausing for just a moment before you open your mouth and loudly sigh it out and let it go. One more time, just like that, breathing in through our noses, into our low belly, letting it expand, feeling it balloon out, letting that oxygen travel up into our lungs, filling every space, every crevice, holding it at the top. And when you're ready, opening your mouth, exhaling loudly, letting it go. One more time, into that low belly, really letting it expand, ballooning out, letting that air travel up through your solar plexus into your heart space, into your rib cage, filling it, sipping in, holding it all the way at the top, feeling your spine reach and expand, opening your mouth, letting anything go that you wish to release. And when you're ready, you can gently begin to open your eyes, letting your surroundings back in, noticing how you may be feeling. Maybe you welcome some gentle movement into your body, taking a moment to switch the cross of your legs. It may feel a little funny at first, and settling back in. Going to move through a few neck rolls. So on an inhale, we're going to come to the right, rolling around to the back, over to the left, exhaling as you drop forward. Following that at your own rhythm, your own pace, awakening your neck, awakening your body. After one more round of breath, reversing that flow, this time inhaling as you bring it forward to the left, exhaling as it circles around to the right, following that around 4 more times. And after your last round, meeting me in a neutral position. And on an inhale, reaching that right arm up to the sky, placing it over the left ear, pulling it gently to the right while we pull our left arm out, inviting the stretch through the left side body. Never pulling or yanking on your neck, just letting it fall. Taking 2 full rounds of breath here. In through your nose and out through your nose. On your next inhale, releasing that hand back down to the earth. Exhaling, settling in. On an inhale, reaching the left arm up overhead, bringing it to the right side, resting it gently on that right ear, bringing in that stretch up the right side body. Option to stretch out the right hand, feeling the gentle sensation up the right side body. 2 full rounds of breath. An inhale brings you to release your hand from your ear, bringing it back down to the earth, coming through a couple rounds of shoulder rolls, just bringing them up and back, following no particular pace, just loosening the body. When you're ready, reversing that, bringing the shoulders up and forward. Couple more rounds. Going to move into a yogi squat, a malasana squat, as our first posture of the evening. I invite you, if you have blocks or a blanket, even a pillow, bring that up close in case you need it. Otherwise, you can come into this position. You can come up on your knees, bringing your feet, planting them back, up on your toes or on your heels, letting your sit bones just fall towards the earth. You are more than welcome to take that block and sit on it. Otherwise, I invite you just to sink in, coming to the edge of wherever you feel sensation, but not pain. We're going to be sitting in this posture for about 3 minutes. Please know that this is your practice, and at any time you can move. I invite you to tap into Ujjayi breath. While we hold this posture or at any moment during this practice, Ujjayi breath or ocean breath is simply taking a constriction at the back of your throat on your inhales and your exhales, making them a little more audible, like the sounds of a wave. You're doing beautifully. Pay attention to anywhere you may be holding. And on your next exhale, release any tension, any stress. If you closed your eyes, you can flutter them back open, placing your hands down on the earth, bringing your knees down in front of you, taking a moment just to sit back on your heels, feeling the release in your hips, preparing for our next posture, which is half butterfly. So, coming into a seated position, taking your right leg out in front of you, you're going to simply just fold over that right leg. You may place a blanket under your sit bones if you need a little more support, blocks on either side. Otherwise, when you're ready and in that comfortable position, I invite you just to fold. Sink in, really letting your head hang heavy, taking your shoulders away from your ears, taking a big inhale from your nose, exhaling as you sink even deeper, bringing yourself right to the edge of sensation and to that stretch. Taking a moment to notice where your mind may begin to go while you sit in silence, bringing your focus back to your intention, to your breath. Got about 30 more seconds. You're doing wonderfully. And when you're ready, gently pushing yourself back up, feeling the sensation coming back into that right leg, and simply twisting to the left for a brief moment, giving your spine a little extra love, taking 2 full rounds of breath here. Inhale brings you back forward to a neutral position, stretching your legs out in front of you. Maybe you shake out your knees. Maybe you reach for your toes. Getting ready to settle into half butterfly on the left. So bringing the right foot in, finding whatever support you may need. And when you're ready, falling over, sinking in, melting a little bit deeper. Maybe you take a moment to see how different this may feel on the opposite side. Is the stretch a little easier, a little more difficult? Remembering that you can back out at any moment, but honoring the sensation and meeting it right where it's at. If your mind begins to wander, circle it back to your breath, deepening those inhales, sinking a little deeper in on the exhales. Bring your shoulders away from your ears if they're creeping up towards it. Release any tension in your neck, in your jaw. When you're ready, gently crawling your way back up, lengthening that spine and twisting to the right, giving it a little more love. Taking 2 full rounds of breath here. Noticing the sensation as it floods back in on your left side body. Inhale brings you forward back to that neutral position, stretching those legs out once again, wiggling them out one more time, maybe reaching for your toes once again. Maybe you lean back for a moment, letting a little release come into those hips before rolling over and meeting me in a tabletop position on your hands and your knees. From there, we're going to come into a pose called puppy pose. We will begin either from an upright seated position, maybe a little easier for you to come in from child's pose, wide legs child's pose. From there, crawling yourself forward, bringing your chest down to the mat and your chin gently resting on the mat as well. Beautiful, beautiful job. Sinking in, knowing you can find support under your chest in the form of a blanket. You can place one under your knees. And when you're ready, once again, taking that deep inhale through your nose and exhale. I invite you while you're in this posture to really tap in to where your mind goes when you feel intense sensation. Let that heart melt a little more into the earth. Breathing into that heart space, into your lower back, sinking in. Releasing the tension you may be holding in between your eyebrows and your fingers. Relaxing in a little bit more. When you're ready, begin to lower your hips back down towards your feet. Maybe taking a moment to sit up, rolling your shoulders out, letting that blood flow come back in. Hmm. Taking a moment to reflect on how it felt opening that heart space before settling in for a wide leg child's pose. So bring your knees mat width apart. You can bring a blanket underneath your sit bones, just simply sinking down, placing your forehead on the mat. Maybe you place your cheek on the mat. Your forehead is on the mat. I invite you to gently rock it back and forth, really tapping back into that intuition, into that third eye sensation, into your seat of knowing. Settling in, letting everything just melt into the earth, letting your feet sink down a little further, letting your palms get a little more heavy. Maybe you tap back into that Ujjayi breath. You've lost its gentle pattern, finding that constriction in the back of your throat on the inhales and the exhales. Letting that breath wash over you and through you like the gentle waves of a crystal clear blue ocean. Continuing on with that steady breath pattern, breathing into your backside body, sending that breath into your hip creases, to the backs of your knees. When you're ready, gently coming to a seated position, again on your knees, bringing back in your surroundings. And from here, we're going to crawl forward into Sphinx pose. So simply come forward onto your bellies, laying down, bringing your elbows under your shoulders, palms steady on the mat, your tops of your feet flat on the mat, feeling the expansion across your chest and into that gentle back bend. Your gaze coming forward. Once again, you are welcome to close your eyes, soften your gaze. Paying attention to finding that expansion through your heart. Keeping that tailbone pulling towards the back end of your mat like it's trying to shoot across the room. Finding stillness. Relaxing wherever you may be holding. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Unclench your teeth. Unclench your glutes and your thighs. Let your shoulders drop down if they're creeping up towards your ears. If it is in your practice, invitation to take seal pose. So straightening out those arms, deepening that back bend. If it is too much in your lower back, if you are feeling too much sensation in your lower back, please come back down to Sphinx pose for this last minute. Otherwise, coming deeper into the back bend. Once again, releasing wherever you may be holding tense. Beautiful job. If you are in seal pose, please bring your elbows back down to the earth, crossing your hands, just resting your forehead on your hands for a brief moment. Maybe you shake out that lower back, shake out those hips, letting the blood flow come back. And from here, we're going to stretch our right arm out to the side while tenting our left fingers, bringing the left toes up and bringing them over into a pose called floor scorpion. So you're going to bend the left knee, bringing it over, feeling the stretch on your shoulder. Breathing into that space. Option to deepen the stretch. You may reach your your left hand behind you, grabbing your left toes. Breathing into that right side body, into the sensation in that shoulder. And on an inhale, releasing, bring both hands back up under your forehead again, shaking those hips back and forth as we prepare to take that floor scorpion on the left. So stretching that left arm out, tenting the right fingers, right toes point towards the sky as you bend that knee and bring it up and over while your ear rests on the mat, feeling the gentle stretch, the gentle twist in your spine. Option to take a deeper stretch by reaching that right arm behind you, grabbing the right toes. When you're ready, releasing, bringing those hands back under your forehead one more time, taking a couple rounds of breath. And when you're ready, placing your hands under your shoulder blades. I'm sorry, just under your shoulders when you're ready. Coming back to a tabletop position, pushing back into a down dog with a generous bend in your knees. Welcoming in the stretch in your shoulders, in your back. Letting your head hang heavy. Maybe you shake your head no, nod your head yes. Really settling in, taking 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe really open your mouth and sigh out anything you feel the need to release in this moment. On an inhale, looking between your hands, we're going to crawl the right foot to the outside of our right hand. Both hands coming underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into a dragonfly pose. I'm sorry, dragon pose. So that right knee is going to splay towards the right. You can stay upright in this more active position. You may also come deeper into the stretch by lowering onto your forearms, coming to the edge of sensation where it feels right to you. Option to place a blanket under your knee, under your elbows, really letting your head hang heavy, letting that right knee come to the side. Coming to the edge of wherever you feel sensation, not pain. You're doing wonderful. One more minute. When you're ready, slowly begin to crawl your way back up. If you came down to your forearms, taking a moment, bringing that right leg back to meet the left, coming into a wide legs child pose. Once again, feeling the rebound and sensation. Noticing how different this child's pose may feel from the ones you've taken prior. Taking 3 deep cleansing rounds of breath, breathing into your back body, into that right side hip crease. From here, on an inhale, finding your way back up to that tabletop position, pushing back to your down dog one more time. Hips high towards the ceiling, pedaling out your knees. Maybe finding a deep bend in those knees, really settling back in. One round of breath here. And on an inhale, glancing forward, bringing the left foot forward this time. Hands come to the inside of the left foot, either staying up high in this more active dragon pose. Otherwise, when you're ready, sinking down onto your forearms, maybe onto blocks, maybe onto a blanket, letting that left knee come out to the left, settling in. Maybe you notice how different it feels on your left side body versus your right. If your mind begins to wander in this intense sensation, bring it back. Bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let your neck soften. Let the top of your foot sink a little deeper into the mat. When you're ready, if you came down to those elbows, gently push your way back up, swinging that right leg around to meet, left leg to meet the right, coming back into that wide legged child pose one more time, sinking in, taking a deep inhale in through your nose, opening your mouth, sighing it all out, letting it go, sinking in, noticing the sensations as it's flooding back into that left side body. Two more rounds of breath here. In through your nose, opening your mouth, sighing it out. And after your final round of breath, finding your way to a seated position, rolling all the way down on your back. Settling in, we're going to come into our final posture before coming into a gentle Shavasana. We will be coming into Happy Baby. If Happy Baby is not comfortable for you, I invite you to take a floor tree pose, which is simply a figure 4 on the floor. Otherwise, if Happy Baby is calling to you, we're going to lift our feet up towards the sky, arms coming between the between the knees as we grab the outsides of the feet, bringing the knees down towards the earth. Having your low back pressed firmly into the mat, letting your knees hang heavy. Maybe you close your eyes or soften your gaze. If you took that floor tree pose option, please switch your legs, bringing your left foot inside your right thigh. When you're ready, releasing your feet, bringing them down to the earth, gently windshield wipering the legs from the right to the left, letting the legs drape to the right, then back over to the left. Your hands can fall to your sides, gently placed on your solar plexus, right on your belly. Getting in one little final gentle movement. Let's take it one more time to the right and then to the left. And stretching your arms up overhead, feet out long, taking a good morning stretch. Maybe you interlace those fingers, really pointing your toes, stretching, stretching, stretching before releasing. You may keep your hands up overhead, bring them out to the sides, gently softening your gaze, closing your eyes, settling in for your Shavasana. I invite you to take one more scan of your body like we did at the beginning of our practice. As you fall deeper into your mat, beginning at the crown of your head, I invite you to welcome in even more ease, more stillness. Let it travel down, dripping down your forehead into your eyes, gently tracing its way down your cheeks and your lips, releasing any tension in your jaw, in your mouth. Feeling that soft relaxation calling you as it travels down into your neck, into your shoulders, through your shoulder blades and across your chest. Letting it meld its way down your shoulders into your biceps, into your elbows, your forearms, the tops of your hands, the backs of your hands, all 10 fingers. Feeling it make its way down your body into your heart space, into your lower back, into your belly, guiding across your pelvis into your sacral chakra, down into your root as you relax your glutes, your thighs, your kneecaps, calves and shins, all the way into your ankles, the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your feet. And lastly, your 10 toes. Melting all the way down into the earth, knowing that these next few minutes are for you. Enjoy your Shavasana. You are welcome to stay here in Shavasana as long as you feel called. Otherwise, I would like to honor your time and bring you back into this space, inviting you to bring in gentle movement into your fingers and your toes. Maybe you wiggle those toes, twist out the ankles, twist out the wrists, awakening back to this space, bringing your awareness back into your body. And when you're ready, rolling over to either your right or your left side, coming into a fetal position, maybe taking a moment to rest there, As you come back into your physical body. And when you're ready, gently pushing your way back up to a comfortable seat with your gaze soft, your eyes still closed. I invite you to gently place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Taking a moment of gratitude for yourself, feeling that purpose beneath both of your hands, the swirling in your solar plexus, reminding you that you are who you are meant to be. You are powerful, you are capable, and feeling that immense amount of self love that you deserve under your other hand in that space in your heart chakra. Knowing that all you may need lies deep within you. I invite you to bring your hands together gently at that heart center. Let's bring them up to our forehead to remind us to trust in our intuition, down to our lips to remind us to speak kind words to ourselves and to others. And finally, at that heart space, once again, honoring yourself. The teacher and student in me sees and honors the teacher and student in you. And I'm so grateful for our practice today. Namaste. Hmm. Thank you guys so much.